Go ahead.
All right. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Armando. I have been a coach since 2014. Still Emerald, still struggling, still fighting, but not giving up. So today's topic that I'm going to be talking about is never assume. Um, if you've been doing this for a while, you know that a lot of people, mostly your warm market, which is your people that are on Facebook, they are going to fade away. Um, don't think because you're posting and you're doing a lot, but you're not getting nothing in return, that doesn't mean that they aren't interested. Most people either are looking to see how long you continue doing what you're doing and how consistent you are to gain your trust. And others are waiting for you to come to you, for you to go to them and reach out to them. Um, I don't know if you guys have uh, reached out to some people you know, friends, family. First of all, my family, it's a no go. I haven't given up on them, but it's they're a struggle. Um, I don't have anybody supporting me in my family, so I'm moving. I moved on to other people, either their friends, um, my wife's friends from work. Um, just people out there because my family is not one that would want to support because they want everything, the easy way, overnight, quick pill or quick surgery. That's not going to happen with Beachbody because we have to put in the work in order to get the results. So in that area, I'm not assuming anything about them, but I'm just giving them a break. So I've reached out to a couple of friends and they have said no to me. So because they say no, and you probably heard this a lot, but no means that they're not ready at the moment. Or, I mean, it could be financially or it could be mentally. That doesn't mean that they're not interested. Um, you should always go ahead and follow up with them. You should ask to if it's okay to follow up with them every month, every 2 weeks. You don't want to bombard them unless you know that there's something out there that you know that you could trigger them to say yes. Sometimes you could actually see it just by the body language or the way they talk. It's just that either they're afraid to do it or they've heard about Beachbody in a negative way and then they don't want to join just because of that. So our job as coaches is to keep on letting them know, share your story, and letting them know that the product works and why it works and why we are still continuing doing it. Another reason why you should never assume um, is because there's people out there. I do this a lot when I go to the grocery stores or I'm just out and about, even at dealership, getting my car serviced. I look at people and I judge them. And I'm bad with this, but there's times that I'm like, no, that person's not gonna do anything. I won't. I'm assuming that they're not interested in anything that I would like to offer or would like to share my stories with, to see if it relates to something they're going through. But that's the problem that most of us struggle with is we think because of what we see in that person or how their body language is or what they're wearing, um, they're not going to be interested in what you have to offer. So that's one of the things that I've gotten better, but I still need work because I tend to see people and be like, no, maybe that person's not interested. And I see them constant, especially when I go to our local grocery store, and I've seen them or heard them talking about getting some sort of workout or their back hurt. What can they do, for that to go away? And if I would have jumped or just asked them 3 months before, they could have been 3 months of knowing me and what I'm doing to gain my trust. So those little hints always tells me don't assume when you see somebody and don't be afraid basically to offer what you have to offer, because what we have to offer is something that's going to change their life. And then by changing their life, it's going to change the people around them as well, because they're going to see that at one point they couldn't do something, and now, with the help, they're able to accomplish a lot of things that they couldn't. So that also draws attention to other people. So in that aspect, it builds your market, because first of all, you didn't know this person. If you, face to face, or even, on Facebook, you read a comment on one of your friends posts. Don't be afraid to reach out to them. They're either going to say no, they're going to say yes. And if they say no, don't think that they don't want anything to do about it. See if you can friend request them, follow up with them, keep engaged with their posts, or just send them a private message. Hey, so how you doing? How's your back? Or whatever the situation that uh, um, attracted the post, and follow up and have a conversation to build a relationship, because you just never know. Most of the people that we like to scratch off the list or not worry about, those are the potential customers and coaches that we are seeing now these days joining with us, because we go out and reach out, or just share your story, and it might relate to what they're going through, or they might know somebody that is going through the same scenario, and they say, oh, by the way, I'm not looking for this, but such and such is struggling with the same thing you're struggling. You might, help them out. And then there it goes. I've had a lot of people through Instagram like that too. Not saying that they're going to join right away, but building the relationship is how all this coaching business starts. It's basically being yourself, and sharing your experience of why you're doing it, how the product feels, and just not being afraid to reach out to people. So how many of you have reached out to someone, private message or in person? Well, not in person, because obviously they're going to reply to you. I like in person, because you could see their body language. They're not going to lie to you because you're in front of them, or they try not to lie to you. But if you message them, how many of you have sent a message or an invite but never responded, never received a response from them? Because I know I have. Even it could be a free group, and they still don't reply. I used to just scratch them off the list, because I was like, okay, they don't want anything to do with it. They didn't reply. They probably don't, I'm going to waste my time. But those are the people that we need to continue following up until they give you a response. Either no, or I'm not ready yet. Whatever the scenario is, just wait or continue following up until you get a response, because you just never know. Those are the potential people that, like I said, either want your trust, they're looking to gain your trust, or they're looking to see how far along are you going to continue with this to see if it works. And my last thing is, how many of you have, do you guys make a list of the people that say no, or the people that you think like you want to talk to them, or you want to let them know what you're doing, but you're just afraid that they just might have a negative thought? Make a list, because you could follow up with those people, not all the time, but within 2 weeks or maybe a month, just to see how they're doing. If they're saying no to you, or you think that they're not interested, just follow up, build a relationship, try to gain their trust, so that way when you come at them with what you're doing with your story, don't offer them anything as far as money wise, but share your story and let them know why you think that they're, why they should choose them to try whatever you're trying. There's got to be a reason why did you see or hear about them that made you reach out to them. So that's another key point, to get them to change that mindset of the negative way of doing Beachbody, is because you may have listened to something that they wrote that a lot of people are not paying attention to. So most of those lists, like I go back to November, because November is when, Thanksgiving's around the corner. A lot of people give up. Christmas, again, Christmas dinner, New Year's dinner. Um, January is New Year resolution. So I have maybe 150 people on my list, maybe a little bit less, that I keep on following up, because I go back to see what they were doing for Thanksgiving, um, their struggle, because they always post their struggle, or have heard because of friend of a friend. And I also know those people that were like so hyped for the New Year resolution, and you follow up. I follow up with them now just to scroll through their page, and they're not doing what they said they were going to do in January. So that's another thing that I follow up, because you never know. Maybe they need the push. Maybe they need the motivation, the engagement of trying to get back into it. And I reach people out whether they're going to the gym or they do stuff at home. Because even at the gym, you go to a gym and all you have is whatever routine you think you're doing. You don't have anybody telling you what to do. You don't have anybody giving you a meal plan. And so I reach out to people in the gym as well, just because I want them to see what Beachbody has to offer. There's no need to go to the gym if you don't want to, because Beachbody gives you everything that you need, and the gym only gives you a membership to use their machine, which is okay. But those are the people that I'm working with now in my free group as well, just for them to get the feel of what Beachbody is all about. Um, so that's about it as far as never assume. I mean, I fall into that a lot. I've gotten better, but just keep on doing what you're doing. Keep on sharing your story, and don't be afraid to, you know, ask anybody, even a family member. They're gonna say no. I still continue asking my family member, even though I'm annoying. My wife says I'm annoying. I'm okay with that. But just continue on, because you just never know who's going to say yes at that time. And I'm done. Really?
Does anybody have a story about somebody that they assumed would not be interested or would be interested? I think Armando froze up again there. Good timing. So, I mean, it happens to me all the time. Like I sign up a coach and I think that they're going to be awesome, right? I mean, how many times have we done that, Brian, right? I mean, it's like you sign up with somebody and you think they're going to be awesome. You assume that they're going to be awesome, and they disappoint you, right? But then on the other hand, there's somebody that you would have thought would, for me, it's like I would have never thought that they would be successful. I had this one coach, Sandra. Some of you know Sandra. She is a black woman from Alabama, who I have very little in common with, but she joined my challenge and she was doing good. I mean, she wasn't even participating really in my challenge group. It's like she was one of those people that would show up and post like, every couple weeks, when I follow up with her. And I talked her into becoming a coach because she was drinking Shakeology, right? And I just figured she would want to do it for the discount, right? So she signs up to be a coach, and I never gave her a second thought. I don't even think I did a getting started right call with her, because I just assumed that she was going to be a discount coach. Well, she went diamond faster than anybody on my entire team, because she just started doing house parties, like you do with Mary Kay or whatever. She was doing house parties, inviting all of her friends and family, passing out samples of Shakeology, and she signed up her whole family and all of her friends, and she went diamond like 30 days. And I was just blown away. I'm just like, wow. did I get that wrong? Did I, I totally assumed wrong. And yeah, I definitely stopped assuming like after that. So, anybody else have an assuming story?
Come on, Brian. We know you got one.
Yep. I'm sure he assumes all the
And I'm always wrong. No, I was trying to think. I was trying to think not like with you, Greg, with coaches, but just people that I see every day and assuming that no, they're not going to be interested in it. I did a lot of that with, well, it was kind of twofold with my job, where all of my coworkers, where I just on one hand kind of assumed that nobody would be interested in Beachbody products or anything like that. And then on the other hand, I was still at the point where I wasn't ready to be completely out in the open, out of the closet at work. Bless you.
Thank you.
So it was twofold. But then when I did start talking about it at work with other people, and then some of the people that I assumed would not be interested in it at all were actually people that did finally came up to me and said, so I see you're drinking that Shakeology every day. What is it? And I was like, oh, I only said 2 words to this person, who works at the stables, in the last 3 or 4 months. I didn't even think she liked me or whatever, but she sees me drinking Shakeology, here and there. And now she's asking me about it. So I've gotten better at that by just kind of talking to people. But I talk to everybody, no matter where I go, what I do, where I'm at. If the conversation, I make the conversation come up if we're out, people ask me what I do, I tell them I'm a superhero, and they say, what? And I say, yeah, and I have a superpower, I change lives. That's my superpower. And then they're like, really? How does that work? That's my opening, to tell them what I do. Instead of just saying, hey, what do you do? Well, I'm a fitness coach, nutrition coach. Oh, yeah. Well, by opening like that, I pique their interest right away. And now I bring in what I do. So that's kind of like my 30-second commercial. And everybody, do you have one, Armando? Like a go-to 30-second commercial that once you bring something up to somebody, you go into it?
Not really. I just go with the flow depending on how everything opens up. But I kind of like that superhero because I have had a lot of people, oh, what do you do? Oh, I'm a stay-at-home dad. Oh, really? Yeah, and I work whenever I want. I go to Disney and this and that. Oh, so what do you really do when you stay at home? And then I say, I'm a Beachbody coach. Oh. So same as superhero. And, I'm going to try that one. That one sounds really good because it changes the conversation into something funny. And then right there, you could throw in your little tips here and there. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, it's something that I was kicking myself for because I just came home from a conference. I was away for a full week. And I dragged Shakeology everywhere with me because I was taking pictures of Shakeology, ordering things from room service, and Shakeology with the Stanley Cup, and Shakeology doing all sorts of other things.
It was awesome.
I'm glad you liked it. People were asking me what it is, and I wasn't ready because I assumed that nobody would be interested in it. And now I know for next time that I go out with my Shakeology bottle like that, I need to have things ready. A conversation starter like yours. It's beautiful.
Wendy, you should just let them know and be like, this is the best thing that's happened to me. Just let them know how you feel about drinking it, how you like the taste. And once they see your energy, if you're face to face, that's a good thing about face to face. They could read your body language and your happiness and your energy, and then that'll attract them to at least even try it.
Okay.
For the next time when you go out to your conference.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
But sometimes what I say when it goes directly to Shakeology is I just tell them, I said, this is my prescription for my sanity. This is my prescription. I need it every single day. And then it's like, what do you mean? And then I go into, well, without this, I would have no energy. I would have, my mood would be terrible. I wouldn't be able to concentrate. This is what this does to me. And I drink it every day. And, and then you could work on that and talk about sometimes superfoods, or people don't really know superfoods or micronutrients. Then you sound like a scientist. And I know you are a scientist. So maybe those people that are others, your coworkers, scientists, or people that you're meeting, they'll know right away micronutrients and superfoods and all that stuff.
That's right. But I came back from a second conference on the microbiome. Hey, there's probiotics in this stuff. Hey.
I heard somebody say that Shakeology is a healthy meal that I can have in less than 10 minutes on the go, and it's the only one out there. This coach challenged people to name a healthy meal that they could have in their car in 10 minutes or less that costs $3.55 or whatever, And, what could you get, in your car, right, on the go? It's like, that's healthy, right? There's nothing from McDonald's. You can't go into Chipotle because that's going to be more than $3.50, right? And you're going to spend longer than that in line. What could you possibly have?
And you only need one hand to have it.
That's true. You can make a post on your timeline and give people that riddle and to see what they come up with.
I like that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I'm going to use that one. That's a good one.
Well, anyone else have anything to add? Jody, you got something?
Yeah, and this is going back to the whole fear of inviting thing too. So I just wrapped up my free challenge, and the old Jody would have been chicken and not wanted to follow up with anybody after the challenge was done. So I did my call to action video, and we had about 47 people in the group, and as per normal, only a handful of people participated. And the old Jody wouldn't have messaged all of the people, because I would have assumed that if they didn't participate, they weren't interested and they didn't do the exercises and wanted nothing to do with it. But after our fear of inviting call, like I told you, Greg, I kind of had an aha moment. And so I thought, damn it, I'm going to do it. So this past weekend, I messaged everybody, regardless of whether or not they participated. And what I found out was that there was a whole schwack of people who, even though they didn't post once, they did all the exercises, they did all the workouts and really enjoyed it, and were actually interested in the challenge pack. So if I hadn't gotten the balls to do that, I would have never known. And now I'm working on a whole bunch of them who want the challenge pack.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it's a total first for me anyway.
Yeah. I know.
There you go. Never assume.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah,
job,
and I
Jody.
thought they never did the exercises, but there was a whole bunch of them that did all of it.
Jody messaged me and she said, "You'll never guess what I'm doing. I'm messaging people from my free group."
I'm still going to make that picture, that meme for you, because it's in my head. Do what Greg does. Be like Greg.
What would Greg do? Yeah.
That's a good topic that Jody bring up, because a lot of us that are doing free group, I was one that did free group last year, and then I gave it up for like almost a year just because there was no interaction. But my problem was I wasn't following up with them. And like Jody said, there are people that are afraid to post. There are people that are not used to posting, themselves. They're sweaty because they're not comfortable to, how they look. But by you messaging them privately, they're open up more to you because, one, you're reaching out to them, even though they're not doing anything in the group. So that allows you to build a relationship with them. So that happened to me in my last free group. I had two people in there that opened up like really deep personal stuff about their life and how they wanted to just kill themselves because they didn't care about anything. I never expected that, but following up with them, even though they weren't posting, got me to build a relationship with them. So that's what I'm working with now. So just never assume that even if you have something going on for free, nobody's engaging with you. Just reach out to them and just let them know that you're watching, you care for them, and just keep positive, saying positive things to them, and you'll see results.
Yep. Okay, well, we'll wrap up then. Thanks, Armando, for leading our discussion. And thanks, everyone who attended the call. And have a great week.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Good night, guys. Thanks, Armando.
You're welcome.
Good night, guys.